Hello and welcome to another video. Today we have predictions for the month of October 2025 and we have 3 piles that you can choose from. Please choose the one that you feel the most attracted to intuitively and I meet you on your group. See you there. Hello there, pile 1. So we're gonna look into your October 2025. Let's see what comes up. So the first card you got is the Gem. Right off the bat, whoa, okay. I started shuffling way too early, probably. Right off the bat with the Gem, I have a feeling that this month might feel like a jewel in the middle of this year. Or you might feel like you're in a very nice place currently. I can't organize and talk at the same time. Okay, yeah, so I feel like this month, either you're getting, time, quality time, as in free time, or really just quality time as in you doing things that you adore, or you're feeling more valued, or you're just feeling good in your own skin, I have the feeling. It can be this and or you're also receiving something that you've always wanted or something that you've been working towards. So like it feels like an end result that you're getting. And with all these colors, I have a feeling it's something very joyful, something that brings out also your essence. It seems to me there's some outcome of the work you've been putting on, that is going to allow you allow a more authentic life. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, we got 4 cards that as you saw, jumped out completely. We have the Magician, the 9 of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the 5 of Cups. Yeah, more cup energy than anything else. However, the Magician is the most important card, and it does seem to me that, again, as with the Gem, there's something that you're bringing into the world. This really confirms to me the vibes of I've been working on this, or at least I've been thinking about it a lot, imagining it, or dreaming about it, maybe writing about it, journaling about it, manifesting. And it seems like you have some type of control over this in a healthy way, not like in a I'm gonna control every detail of this. No, it comes from a more genuine place. It means something that you want to create can happen because you really feel it. It's like it's coming from your gut, from your soul directly. I have the feeling. Yeah, and then with the 9 of Cups, wonderful card to see, always. You have this satisfaction, this pleasure of reaching something, like you feel emotionally fulfilled. So October is bringing you apparently something very, very positive. I'm very happy for you. Like, awesome. It does seem to me that this started before in the year, especially because in the card of the Gem, we have all of this going on around the Gem. And it does seem that, maybe you had years where things were a bit harder for you. And this year or this month in the year really feels like a fresh breeze. Like something that is going to bring you relief, finally. And then we have the Ace of Wands, meaning that your creativity is present, is here. You have this idea. I have the feeling that your mind is really powerful when it comes to creating whatever it is that you are creating right now. Whether it's a project or a new mindset or a career or a relationship or, a book, artistic creation in general, whatever it is that you're pouring out into the world, it seems to me like you're on fire. You are on fire. I love it. Also, there's so many warm colors here. I do have the feeling though, like with this Five of Cups, there is something a bit hard on the more emotional side. Maybe, let's say, like you're having a very good period or phase in your career life or in your relationship life or in your home life. There's something that is fulfilling you, and then there's one part of your life, let's say a relationship with a parent or a family dynamic or something or someone from your past kind of nagging, like it's not a super harmonious energy. So there is something making you feel a bit melancholic. Maybe it's this type of energy of like, yeah, I wish this part of my life would be going, half as good as the rest is going. It's this feeling, right, that we get often of when things are going well, then there's always something that, I mean, not always, but maybe you feel that part of your life is a bit off, or it's really kind of behind, or it's kind of what makes the picture a bit less sunny as it could be, or as you would want it to be. So yeah, I do see that. I'm not sure if this is a situation that will come to a healing point this month, but it does seem to me that maybe it is not fully in your control. Maybe it's also someone else's decision. Maybe someone decided to be distant from you, or someone decided, for something else that doesn't align with what you would wish or want. And that, of course, hurts you because things didn't go how you planned or how you would wish them to have unfolded. Yeah, I do think this is also not going to be your focus. So it's something that's kind of in the background. And when you think about it, it's like, oh man, yeah, I wish this would be different. It's such a pity. Okay, I feel like looking into more details for your month of October. Let's see what comes out. Oh, a new start is coming. Oh. Oh. Very active cards. Okay, I think that was it. Emotions are running high. Oh. Okay. I do feel like taking a clarifying tarot card for each of them. So for a new start is coming, new moon. Whoa! I love how decisive these cards are. Oh, I have two. And now? Okay, let's place them together. And for emotions are running high. We got one card, the Hermit. Okay, so I feel like starting with a new start is coming. We start with the start. This energy really, to me, really combines very well with the Ace of Wands. So there is really a new start. It feels like you got this gem, this gift almost in your life. It showed up, whether it was as a surprise or really as the result of your hard work, it is here. Like, it is coming this month. And this is super exciting. I have to say, like, a new start is coming because there was space for it. This might mean I can't help but shake it. Like I can't shake the feeling of you, like this situation, this emotional situation. It does seem like something that you didn't originally want, but I do feel like maybe this person telling you no, or like I don't see things the same, or I don't want the same thing as you, whether it was in a partnership, whether that partnership was a friendship, a job partnership, or a romantic partnership, or even family, like it was hurtful, but it will open new possibilities for you that you might not be seeing right now. Okay, I just wanted to just to say that. Okay, so a new start is coming, new moon. By the way, the new moon is going to happen on the 21st of October in Libra, in the last degrees of Libra. So it does have this connection to relationships, or to maybe finding balance in something in your life, maybe about justice also, so a lot of Libra topics. If we're going that direction, it might also have to do with money, so a lot of Venusian themes like money, beauty, aesthetics. Maybe you're trying to renew something, make a change in your aesthetics, whether that it's on your outfits, or your house, or your business image, something like this. But yeah, so we have the Death card and the Four of Pentacles associated to a new start is coming. This almost feels to me like you're having to reformulate the way how you see yourself. It feels like this is connected to your identity. It seems to me that you're gonna be like, okay, who am I? Maybe you were not emotionally prepared to deal with success. I'm getting this vibe. Or maybe you were used to work hard so much, maybe doing something else rather than what you love. And now all of a sudden you have the possibility finally to do what you wanted, to do what you loved. And maybe a part of you is like, okay, what the hell? Who am I? Who is this person that gets the things that they want? And what is this life? This is the feeling I'm getting for your emotional state in mental state in October. It's a bit of like, okay, what the hell? Being very happy about the results, and also struggling a bit to deal with your emotions. As you see, then after emotions are running high, like this feels like also a super moon, like it's a huge moon. It feels like maybe too much to deal with, right? And it does seem to me that things will go pretty smoothly, that you won't have big, obstacles or problems, but it is a lot to deal with. I think it would benefit a lot from sitting with yourself and allowing yourself. I don't like this affirmation thing of like, I am wonderful, I am deserving of blah blah blah. Like, I think even though you are, okay, don't take me wrong, please, you are deserving, and I believe also you're grateful. But sometimes when you say things to yourself that you don't feel are true, like for instance that you deserve what is happening to you, like the good things, that you deserve to be successful, if you start telling them to yourself, you will probably not believe it. And I think that creates a gap between you and your body and your mind and your soul, because you're trying to lie to yourself, and you will try to probably repeat it, like write things down, I don't know how many times, and try to start believing in this. But if it's not what you're feeling, then there's no point, like fake it until you make it works with some things, but I don't think it does with these. I wouldn't advise that to you. Yeah. Anyhow, I think that you would benefit a lot from celebrating these good things that happened or that will happen this month of October, but also to take moments to grieve who you were before, or who you thought you were, who you believed you were. Because I have a feeling you were being a bit hard on yourself and saying like, no, this is not really me, or I am not giving as much effort as, Maria and Anastasia and all of your peers. You're just comparing yourself a lot and thinking, I'm never going to achieve the things that I really want to achieve, or like that's unrealistic, or I could never do that, like that's not me. I'm not successful. You can tell yourself all kinds of stories. And my advice to you, and also what I would really ask you to do for yourself, is to take time to sit with yourself and observe, connect, see what is there. Try to point out the fears, because it does sound to me like imposter syndrome. And now that you are reaching this success, even if it's just a step, because we do have the Ace of Wands, so it can be just a start, right? It can be that you're getting now the results, so like of the work you've started to put in. So like there's a start. It will probably demand of you that you continue investing time and putting on your effort. So it's not over, right? But you should celebrate this start, because this means that what you've wanted has materialized. It exists now. And you deserve that. You fucking deserve that, really. It's yours. And it took effort. You worked for this. Yeah. So with the Four of Pentacles, I was kind of interpreting as maybe you would like to keep certain aspects of your personality, like you would like to take them with you to the future, to this new version, to this new life. Maybe it is that you had, case scenario, as an example, that maybe you, like your partner left you and you lived together, and now you're basically thinking, okay, I want to move somewhere completely different, maybe far away even, and you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna start a new life, and I'm just gonna bring like 3 or 4 stuff of my stuff that I really don't want to leave behind, and everything else I'm just gonna start anew. I don't know, maybe sell my old stuff and then get new stuff, or just get somehow someone donates something to you. It has this feeling of, also because it comes with a death card behind, there is a rebirth, and maybe you just say, this that I was carrying, it's too heavy for me, it's too old, I'm gonna leave it behind. So that you can also reframe yourself, reimagine yourself, and be whoever you want to be starting this October. Yeah. I would also like to emphasize then again the new moon in the end of the month. Maybe towards the end of the month, this beginning or these feelings will be clearer or will intensify in some way. But I do feel like you are very aware of what is going on. You are organized. You have the tools. I think you're doing great, and I wish you a wonderful month of October, pile one. I hope that was insightful. Thank you so much for being here, for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. I do have a website where you will find my other services. Of course, tarot is included, and other therapies that can help you in your healing process. I'd be very happy to see you there. Of course, if you feel like it, I would love to have your support on this channel by liking, subscribing, or commenting, maybe sharing with friends that are interested. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any suggestions or you would like to write me, I'm also very happy to read from something from you. And I see you in another reading. Bye! Hey there, Pile 2. Welcome to your October prediction reading. So you got the Underworld, and I have to say, when I was shuffling for your cards in the beginning for the groups, when your card fell, a lot of cards fell. But this was the only one that faced upwards. And to be honest, this art in the card is giving me really the feeling of chaos. And it being the underworld, it seems to me that your subconscious mind is going wild. Like, there's a lot going on. You're probably dealing with a lot of movement mentally. So maybe you're in an overthinking kind of phase. Maybe you're trying to figure out a lot. It does seem a bit messy. However, I don't get a negative feeling out of this. Maybe it is something that, you know, won't be super dramatic, but let's look into it a bit. I'll take some tarot cards for you. Let's see what comes up for your month of October. Ooh. You have one card trying to come out. I'm gonna accept that. They're being quite conservative. They're not, because usually when I shuffle, the cards really fly out of the deck. But this is a very, here we go. I was gonna say it's a very calm energy, a very, calm and collected, organized, peaceful. Okay, I think those are all the cards that want to come out. Oh! Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands, the Two of Pentacles, the Death card, the Chariot, and the Ten of Cups. Let's organize. Okay. Maybe you felt attracted to pile 1 too. There's 2 tarot cards that are the same, which were the Ace of Wands and the Death card. Interesting energy, pile 2. So it seems like your month of October is a lot of things. Let's get into it. So with the Ace of Wands, I have the feeling I'm having a headache feeling. It's like you're I didn't get this, by the way, this feeling at all with pile 1, so I'm not sure if you resonated or like felt like watching pile 1, but let's stick to this. So with the Ace of Wands here in your reading, I'm getting really this feeling of like, it's so much that my head hurts and I need a break, really. I'm just, for some reason also I'm looking at her eyes and this seems like a tear, even though I think it's just from the art itself. I don't think it's supposed to be a tear. I find you overwhelmed and tired. That's not how usually I read these cards, but you know, I just read them as they resonate on the day. So with the Two of Pentacles, it seems to me you're trying to find balance. But at the same time, it's like you're carrying these two bags. One of them is yours to carry, and the other one, it's like it's on fire. It's burning. You can't carry that. I'm being very direct, but it's how it's coming. Yeah, I feel like this is probably not yours to carry, or if it is yours, why is it on fire? I I would in general consider the Ace of Wands like a fire of creativity, of desire, and I do think the desire is there. Like you have the desire of creating something for yourself, or what you're imagining is somewhat different from the reality that you're living. And I think that's getting you frustrated. Yeah, this Two of Pentacles is really puzzling me. Maybe you're trying. Okay, wait. Maybe you're trying to keep two parallel lives going on at the same time. Maybe. I don't know, let's say maybe you have two jobs and one of them is really consuming you. Like, I don't know, maybe you're working two jobs because you need to, and one of the jobs is one for, survival money, and the other job is maybe you trying to start your own small business or your own side gig, and maybe it's not enough yet. I find it a pity because with the Death card again, like, yeah, okay, that can be a rebirth, but I don't think that's what the Death card is communicating right now. In this moment, what I see is, it seems to me that, okay, I know what it is, Baltu. It seems to me your inner world is way richer than the outer world. Your inner reality is so much more rich, so much more colorful and infinite, I feel like saying, than what you are allowing your daily life to look like. And as soon as you would pursue this, you will find this emotional fulfillment. This is really leaving me a bit puzzled. Let's look at the oracle cards for your month of October. I have to say, it seems to me that October is going to be a month that is going to force you a bit to face this inner conflicts that you're having. Okay, we got two oracle cards. I think that's all. So we have... Let's organize. Okay, we have the end of a tough cycle approaches and believe in the impossible. Awesome. I think that makes a lot of sense. The end of a tough cycle approaches. So full moon in Capricorn. This is really taking me back to this feeling of like, maybe you have this job or this relationship or situation where you're giving a lot, but you probably shouldn't. Are you getting as much as you're giving? I feel like there's also a lot of anger. I'm getting a bit like reactive to this. I'm like, are you getting what you deserve? Or are other people getting more than they probably should? I'm on your side. I really I'm almost ready to fight here. Like, I don't know what is going on. I hope this is a situation that I mean, it does look like it, that it will solve, if not in October, then probably in November, December. We do have Capricorn here, even though the full moon doesn't happen in December, but in Capricorn. But yeah, maybe you have some significant Capricorn placements, or someone who has Capricorn placements is interfering in this situation. I have to talk about the horses in the chariot because it does seem to me like there's a lot of duality in this reading, and it seems like a huge inner conflict to me inside of you. Maybe it's the subconscious against the conscious. Maybe it's both conscious. Maybe you're aware of what I'm talking about, and you're not. I don't want to say you're not quite sure which one you should follow. I think you know which one you should follow, but you're still allowing for the other side to have a lot of influence. And the question is why, Maybe it is some belief that you have that you think maybe, no, maybe this just can't happen this way. I need to keep pushing forward, I don't know. Or maybe you think just this side of myself is allowed to be shown and to be active, and this other part of me, this is it's completely in the shadow, it doesn't matter. And that's probably what's causing this complete chaos in your mind or in your subconscious. Maybe it's your dreams, maybe like a lot of things are coming back also, because in the underworld, in this card, all of these things, it looks to me like insects that are, that live inside of the earth. They barely see the light of the day. I don't know. It seems a bit darkish to me. A bit uncomfortable, I have to say. And also kind of unnecessary. It just keeps coming to me as unnecessary. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Or like, why are you in this situation? I think, coming back to the chariot, that you need to regain the control of where the horses are driving you. Because you are the horses, it's not that you're just driving them. You have to drive your own drive. I'm hearing like you have to take accountability and responsibility and really take it, retake it, reconquer it to yourself. Your wants and your needs, those are yours. Those are no one else's. I do have the feeling you probably have someone that can help you, which is wonderful. So someone that has like a support, your partner or family or friends. It does seem like you have a good support, person or pet even. I don't know. But it doesn't seem to me like you're alone in this. Believe in the impossible. I hear that you have these voices in your head, and one of their favorite sentences is, yeah, that's impossible. That's impossible. That's impossible. Like, you hear that almost every day. And maybe you think it is impossible because in your head it all comes like this huge knot. It's a huge mess, and you look at it and you're so overwhelmed because you think that this is so much, I can't deal with this, and you say it's impossible. Well, I don't think it is impossible, Pile 2. I think you have to believe in that. Especially when these voices come to make you feel completely scared or, doubting yourself. I think that's precisely the moment where you should if you manage to catch yourself having these thoughts and hearing these speeches, that's precisely where you should go, like, oh, wait, it's impossible. This is what I should believe in. What your mind is telling you it's impossible is precisely what you should believe is possible. And this is what is going to bring you to have doable steps that will bring you towards what you want to do. And that will basically set you free and end this tough cycle for you. So again, the key is, in this case, to find small steps. Don't allow for the huge mess to make you feel small, to make you feel stressed, to make you feel overwhelmed. Let this fire that you have inside of you, this Ace of Wands, this spark for creativity, for ideas, for desire, let it burn brighter. You know, not alongside the huge mess. The fire should be the one taking the most place, the biggest part of the space. Feels like you haven't been allowing yourself to burn for something, Pal, too. And maybe the consequence of that, of the fire not coming outwards, not coming outside of you not sharing it or not materializing it and not turning it into something else, it means that the fire is inside of you and is consuming you. Yeah. Okay, I do feel like we need a bit more lighter vibes here in this reading. I didn't mean to be mean to you, so I'm just gonna say things as they come. I also don't think that you want this to continue like endlessly, right? Like the end of a tough cycle approaches. Hello. We love to see a Queen of Pentacles. Is there any advice for pile number 2? Any final messages for pile number 2? Whoa. It seems so. Okay. There we go. So all the cards that fell out. Ha, look. This even fell next to the Ace of Wands. This headache. I'm even gonna leave it there. I love it. Okay. Do we manage to fit everything? Yes, I think so. These were the 2 last ones to fall. Love these. Okay, and then, the first we had was then the Queen of Pentacles. And then we got Ace of Cups. I'm just gonna put it on top. The 8 of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. And of course, the 5 of Swords that fell already in place. Interesting, okay. Well, I love it that now we were asking for lighter vibes, and the cards that fell are basically such a freshness compared to the rest of the reading, which I think is precisely what you were needing, Paul, too. Like, I think the month of October will bring you in a situation, in a position of not ignoring this inner conflicts, you know, maybe this inner insatisfaction that you're feeling to, like, related to some parts of your life, to some topics. But this doesn't have to be like that, and this won't be like that always. Okay. So, okay, starting with the Queen of Pentacles. I find it so wonderful to be showing up right now, because it does tell me that maybe towards the end of the month you will be reaching a state of more groundedness. Maybe you should really ground in nature if you have the chance. if you can maybe go somewhere in nature and just put your feet on the ground, if it's not rainy, um, or hug a tree, I don't know. Maybe you're needing a bit more earth energy. It does seem to me like you have a lot of fire energy, maybe also air. And now we got here some water energy, which is also good, water and earth. So with the Queen of Pentacles, I was listening to this phrase in my head, that you are, or you ought to be, sovereignly yourself. Like the sovereignty is you. Like you are the queen of yourself, and you are the specialist on yourself and of yourself. Yeah. Take that as it resonates, but it really does seem to me like a request for grounding yourself, finding your security, and in that, get to know yourself as best as you can. And then right after that, we have the Ace of Cups, the self-love. And this immediately made me feel like my headache is soothing. This feels like a head massage. Maybe you should take a head massage or just a massage, but it goes beyond the massage. So the Ace of Cups, also because it is now under the Five of Swords and the Ace of Wands. All of these thoughts, also you can see the little man there, right? The one that got freed from the thoughts, from the headache. The path to reach a headache-free life is self-love. Is to stop for a second, breathe, feel what you need, what you want, what your body is craving for. Whether it's sleep or specific food or, some yoga time, some wandering time, some walk or bike tour or go swimming or some sport that you like, or dancing or painting or reading, whatever it is that nurtures your soul and nurtures yourself and is something that you do for yourself because you want it. And it's not something to, be productive, or someone told you to do this, or you have a deadline, or I don't care, whatever it is. Just, it is for you. It is yours. I think your heart chakra definitely needs some love. If you do Reiki, or even if you don't, if you meditate, try to meditate on your heart. If you don't meditate or do Reiki, even, waking up, and even in bed, if you want, like either sitting down or laying down, just placing your hands over your heart, taking 3 deep breaths, and then starting your day. Self-love is deeply needed here, especially throughout the month of October, apparently. But yeah, so with the 8 of Pentacles, it does seem like you're very good at working. But I do see you working. What I'm hearing is you're working in a more intelligent way. So you're organizing and you're deciding, this is my priority, this is not so much, this deserves this percentage of effort and energy, and this a bit less, or yeah, you're being very precise with this organization. And I deeply believe this is going to help you also come out of this inner struggle that you were having. So as soon as you're a bit more active, and I have to say, these two piles of work, it's calling my attention so much. I wanna approach it to the camera because it's not focusing. Yes. So this side, it seems to me like, I don't know if this is food or what it is, but you can see here like there's books, and then on the other side, yeah, I think foods or spices or so. Maybe you feel like the work you're doing is maybe tiring you, or if you maybe you oh, now it's all unfocused. Okay, and then you when you come home, then you have more work to do and you're tired, or maybe to develop this thing on the side, you have to put in the work extra. But I feel like you're so talented, and you're talented in different fields. You have different skills, and you can manage all of these. And then we have the Page of Cups. It does seem like you want something that is outside of yourself. And I have to say, with this specific card, like, it does feel like you want yourself to be outside of yourself. Go brain. I have no idea. I think what I mean by that is that what we were talking about, that this fire is inside of you and you want to see it also outside. Maybe you would like to paint something or write something and share it, or I don't know, maybe you're I'm doing sounds. Maybe I'm getting super excited now, as in I think you're longing to express yourself. And once you let your emotions out, maybe through, telling someone you have a crush on them, or or just telling someone, maybe even if it's a professional setting, maybe in a professional setting, it's like, I would really like to work with you, or I want to learn from you, or just expressing something, putting it out there and saying like, being really honest, I want this, and yeah, maybe just expressing that. Because it does seem to me like once you reach this emotional fulfillment, which is coming from all of this process here, then you have the world and the star. You're going to finish. You're going to end this tough cycle, and you will start healing, and you'll probably start believing the impossible. Yeah, sounds like a very active month for you, Pal 2. I hope this message resonated. I hope it helps. I hope you have a wonderful month of October. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I would love if you would also leave your support for this channel. That's a huge help for me. You can like, comment, subscribe. You can also write me if you like. I do have a personal website where you can find this therapy and other forms of therapy and other services that can help you through your healing process. And yeah, I would be very happy to hear your suggestions and just your ideas if you want to message me. I thank you so much for being here, and I wish you a good time. See you in the next video. Bye! Hey Poly 3, welcome to your reading for October 25. So you got the healer. I do think that you are doing some healing for yourself. You might also be doing it for others, and you might be, just by essence, a healer. Let's see why this is showing up for October. What other information we get. So, more information about Pile 3's October. There's some indecision from the cards. Maybe you're going through some difficult choices. This card card turned around, we have the Emperor. And we have the Five of Swords. Any other energies about pile 3's October? And we have the King of Pentacles. I have to say the energy is a bit slow. Not necessarily negative, it's just not a lot of cards are wanting to come out, which is okay. Just like we got more cards for the other groups. And we have the Ten of Wands, okay. Slowly coming one at a time. Anything else for pile number 3? We have 2 more cards. Whoa! 3 more cards. Okay, I think that's it. And let's see which one fell. We have the Moon. Let's organize. Okay. So, pile number 3. Okay. I am getting a headache. I hope you're not going through that, but I am. Yeah, so how can I put this? I thought the healer meant something a bit lighter, I have to say. Not that it means that this is all heavy, but it does seem to me like you are having a bit of a tough time. So with the healer, maybe I have the feeling that maybe you're expected to heal someone or take care of someone. I'm not sure if I like that. I think I don't. For you, you know. But I want to investigate on this headache because it's it's very pungent and it's very evident. So I have the feeling someone is putting you under pressure. I don't like that for you. It can be someone outside of you, it can be a situation, and it can also be, of course, your own self. So I'm gonna try to keep these 2 scenarios, right? So if it's something outside of you or also a part of yourself. So with the Emperor, it seems to me like you're being forced to adapt to a situation that is very well defined. Like there's a plan that is very precise and you're being almost obliged to follow it. Yeah, like in a way that you wouldn't want to. It does seem to me that later on, maybe by the end of the month, you will be able to find your own stability. I see you abandoning this situation though. But for right now, I feel very intensely that you're still there. And maybe that's also why we got the healer. The healer is giving me Virgo vibes. Maybe you have some Virgo placements. Yeah. So it does seem like you're leaving this behind. For that, I'm happy. And then it seems that there's an acceleration. So like maybe you really get the chance, let's say from the second half of the month, to separate yourself from the situation and really go away. Interesting how the Moon card and the Nine of Cups have somehow this kind of similar body expression, even though also kind of contrasting, right? Like one is opening, the other one is somehow closing. And they're both about emotions. But if we look to the most important cards, like the major arcana here, we have the Emperor, the Chariot, the Moon. I would say like there's this structure, and then there's this movement towards, I would say, an emotional situation, an emotional. I'm hearing cave. Maybe you're maybe you're in deep need of resting in October from the situation you were previously on. Oh my god, I can speak. Yeah, so it's kind of messy, I have to say. I hope you're doing fine, but it does seem like a bit of a heavy situation on you, while you at the same time still have your stability and things are somehow still going well. But you need to leave this behind. This is not such a small part of your life at the moment. So the moon might be this separation, grief, maybe. I'm gonna call it grief. But then I find super interesting that the Nine of Cups shows up after all of this. And that does make me feel like I breathe better and my headache is gone. So I do think that towards the end of the month, you will have a relief on this situation. Okay, I'm hearing, maybe because there is a secret that is going to be revealed only towards the end of the month of October. So, yeah, so by the end of October, you will have more information than you have now, and everything will be making a bit more sense than what is doing right now. Yeah, and this kind of heals my headache as I say it. There is some polarity here. Maybe you're, I don't know. I feel like what you're leaving behind, it's kind of bittersweet. Like you would want to leave it behind, but at the same time, there's some part of it that you really didn't want to leave behind. Or maybe you leave a part of yourself behind, almost, so to say. Or maybe something material. Yeah, I feel like taking now oracle cards to help clarify what you're going through. Oh, we have emotions are running high. Well, even though I feel like they're a bit in the depths, because with the moon card, it seems to me they're there and you're aware of them, but also by what? It's raining cards. By the end of the month, I believe you're gonna have like an emotional release. So maybe that's why emotions are running high. Okay, we have a lot more oracle cards than we had for the other groups. Oh, look, Virgo energy, as we were saying. And I'm gonna... Well, we don't have a lot of space. I'm just gonna put it on top. So we have emotions are running high, supermoon. You are good enough, full moon in Virgo. Look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius, and your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. Interesting energies. I feel like I need to... Okay, wait, I'm gonna put this one a bit off because I need to look at these with the rest of the reading. My pile number 3s. Interesting how I felt like placing the Virgo card here next to the Nine of Cups. Because it really does seem to me like a release emotionally of you, you know, if you stop thinking that you suck or that you can't do it, or when you finally start seeing that you are good enough and you are deserving, then you will just simply feel more light, right? But okay, let's look at this. So it does feel like this situation, like you being put in such a situation of being forced to be in this routine or in this organization or in this structure, is a commitment test. So if you can distance yourself from the situation and look at the bigger picture, so like look at the situation from a further point of view, so like further away from your personal point of view, I think you will see what this is trying to show you. So there is something that needs to be clear for you. And I think this is why you do what you do. I think life is asking you that you request what you're doing and why you're doing it and how you're doing it, right? Because it does seem to me like you got caught in a situation where someone has some type of power over you or can take decisions over your time, over your life situation in general. And that's not ideal, right? So yeah, I do think that October will bring you more clarity in this point. So you are good enough, emotions are running high. Look at the bigger picture, your commitment is being tested. I do feel also that you're probably trying to distance yourself emotionally from the situation. And maybe this is also something that is going to hit you, so to say, in October, which is probably emotions you have been dismissing. Or maybe you were telling yourself, yeah, this is not such a big deal. But it is. And I think in order to find your peace, you'll have to really walk away from these voices, from this situation, of this structure that is causing you this headache. Yeah. Okay, I didn't feel called to do that with the other groups, but we go with the flow. And I do feel like taking a bit more cards for you. As in, what advices, what messages do you have for pile number 3 for their month of October? I have 1 card already. 2 cards. Any other cards for group number 3? I think that was it. So we have these 2 cards. Oh, wow. Interesting, we have 2 6. We have the 6 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. Just gonna place them here. Wow, okay, pile number 3. That's good news. I mean, I think even though it's probably an unexpected outcome, but there will be a positive outcome coming in the end of October. It does seem to me like something that has the taste of a personal victory. Maybe you'll get recognition. And there seems to be more balance coming in, resulting on you feeling more safe, you feeling like, because you were recognized, you get this stability, or you get this more harmonious situation, let's say it like that. But I don't know, it just seems to me like it's not such a clear situation. It does seem to me that it's all a bit undefined, it's a bit cloudy situation. Yeah. Well, as in advice here for you for this month, I do have the feeling you should if you have people who can help you in that sense, you should ask for support. You don't have to do things all on your own. And you are good enough. This is jumping out to me. This Virgo full moon energy. You are good enough and you're deserving. I feel called to pull the healer back here. You have more power in this situation than what you probably allow yourself to see or believe in. I'm also hearing the more perspectives you can have of this situation, the more or the better you will come out of the situation. I'm also hearing the more you plan this out, maybe you even act, maybe you ask a friend to play pretend and do a, fake conversation just to practice for any conversation you need to have to solve this situation. Or maybe you write, you journal about it. I think anything that can help you prepare to give this step, to take this step, is going to be very, very important and valuable. But yeah, I do see you in action. Let's see what November brings also after October. It does seem to me that October is going to be for you a month of letting things unfold. You will get more clarity during October because, again, this feels like a very cloudy energy, so it will make more and more sense, Pile 3. Okay, I think these are all the messages I have for you. Hold on tight. I think you're going to be just fine in October. A lot of things here seem to be unfolding. Oh my god, look at the colors here. Nice. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'm very happy that you were here. I hope it resonated with you. I would very kindly also ask for your support by liking, commenting, or subscribing to the channel. That would be wonderful. I do have a personal website where you can find this therapy and other therapies and services to help you with your healing journey by me. And I would also love to hear your suggestions or read your messages if you want to write me. I'm very open to that. And yeah, that's about it. I hope to see you in the next video. Wish you all the best. Bye!